Greetings, Jerry Ultimate Power Gamer, coming at you again, third time. We are doing the push scenario, 1995. Bill, once again, is using his nasty
moldy undead.
I brought out the herd this time, so we're gonna see what's happening here. I haven't run the herd in a while. I don't have any nice shooting like I had before.
No excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. So we'll be right back. We're gonna go over the table and show you the armies. Later. Okay, here we are back. We're going to go over Bill's Undead again. What do you have here?
Okay, got two regiments of werewolves.
Those are regiment proxies, yeah. And then back
and
there.
then this is a full-size werewolf.
That's going to be, those ogres going to be werewolves, okay.
Yep. Then I've got...
Oh, do they have any items?
No.
Okay. So then you have the vampire covenant thing?
Covenant thing, so they are all fearless. 2 troops plus a regiment.
Okay.
Standard bearer.
Okay.
This is a mummy with a loot counter. It has Blade of Slashing.
Yep.
The other mummy has Mace of Crushing.
Okay.
These are Revenant.
Quarter Revenants.
Quarter Revenants.
Also
they are
also push counter.
Push counter.
Yep.
Necromancer, and the Necromancer has Inspiring Talisman and Heal 3.
Okay.
And a regular Standard Bearer as well.
Okay. Gonna walk over here and go over my list. Thank you, sir. Okay, the herd. Starting here on this end, we've got a Stampede with the Brew of Sharpness. Next to them is a horde of Guardian Brutes. They've got the Pathfinder item. Next to them, I've got 2 regiments of Spirit Walkers. One has the Blade of Slashing. The second one has the Fire Oil. Right here is a horde of Spirit Walkers. The horde of Spirit Walkers has the Brew of Strength. There's another regiment of Spirit Walkers. They are armed with the Mace of Crushing. Here is a Brutox. Right there behind that regiment is a Standard Bearer with the Loot of Insatiable Darkness. Right here we have the Shaman. The Shaman has Bane Champ. He also has Heal. He also has the Shroud of the Saint. And he has the Aura of Heroism. Okay. Here on the far flank, I've got 2 troops of Beast Pack. Both of them have, one each has a push token. And then behind them, we've got a horde of Great Eagles. So right now, going over the table, we have here a flat difficult terrain, height 2 hill there. This is a height 6 woods obstacle. We have 2 blocking terrain, height 6. We have another height 6 woods here, flat difficult terrain there, and another height 2 hill there. This is our 1 push token in the very center. We will be right back after we see who goes first and the turn 1 movement. Okay, so the herd ended up getting the first turn, and these 2 beast packs moved at the double, only 10 inches because they have the push tokens. The great giant eagles moved here. Brutox moved up here. Mace of Crushing regiment moved there. Brew of Strength horde moved up a little bit there. Stay out of charge. These 4 units, all of them moved in such a way that they were up, but they're being hidden by the woods. The only shooting I have, I'm going to go ahead and just roll it here. The Shaman is going to try to do the Aura of Heroism on the Fire Oil Regiment, so here we go. I got 2 successes, so that means they have Rallying 2. We'll be right back after the Undead's turn 1. Okay, here we are, the end of the Undead's turn 1. This horde of werewolves charged into my Brutox. Everybody here just kind of moved up. Mr. Necromancer is going to try to surge this mummy unit here. Go ahead and roll your 8 dice. Let's just see this. They're going to go a whole big 5 inches. 6 inches, actually. Yep, 6 inches. We'll be right back after combat. All right, end of Undead Combat 1. These werewolves charged in, hindered, and did 8 wounds to the Brutox, but didn't do anything. They can't back, so we're going to be right back after the herd's turn 2. Okay, here we are, the end of the herd's turn 2. These 2 beast packs just came on up, went ahead and did after double. Mr. Brutox regened 4 wounds, and then he countercharged those werewolves. Over here, the horde of giant eagles and the regiment of Fire Oil did a combined charge on the horde of revenants that happens to have the token. The regiment with the Mace of Crushing of Spirit Walkers did an act of double and moved up and picked up that token. The horde with Brew of Strength moved up and did a pivot. Mr. Shaman moved up a little bit. The regiment with Blade of Slashing charged that werewolf. The the Minotaurs, Great Brutes, Guardian Brutes, horde of them charged the other Minotaurs. The other werewolves, And then the Standard Bearer just moved up a little bit. The Stampede did a little pivot and got in position. So we have a couple of castings we're going to do. We'll be right back after the shooting phase. I'll let you know what happened. Okay, so here we are at the end of the combined shooting and combat phase. This standard bearer did a Bane chant there. This wizard ended up doing a aura of heroism. He now has rally 1. At the combat, these guardian brutes charged in, did 9 wounds and wavered that regiment. This regiment charged that regiment, did 7 wounds to him, didn't break him. The combined charge here did a total of 14 wounds. Mr. Brutox only managed to do 3 wounds here, but he did waver that horde of werewolves. So we'll be right back after turn 2 for the undead. Okay, here we are at the end of the undead's movement and shooting phase. Basically, this regiment of mummies just turned around to face the rear of the giant eagles there. The horde of revenants did a counter charge on the giant eagles. The vampire troop here charged the flank of them. They moved into position. These guys did a counter charge here. They just sat there. These vampires just sidestepped, and those vampires just moved to be out of range for my charge and to get ready to do something next turn. We'll be right back after combat. Oh my god, those bloodthirsty undead. So the horde of revenants ended up doing 11 wounds onto the giant eagles and rotted them. Here in the flank, the troop of vampires did 14 wounds on the regiment, routed them. Here he only did 4 wounds and was unable to rout. We'll be right back after turn 3 for the herd. Okay, starting here on this flank, both beast packs just did an act double to get further across the board. Mr. Brutox charged into the wavered unit of werewolves. The regiment there, the Mesa Crushing, they dropped the token and then charged the horde there. The horde of spirit walkers here just did a pivot to pick up the token. This regiment with the blade of slashing did a pivot and charged into the flank there of that troop of vampires. We did a charge with the guardian beast horde there. I failed to Bane chant with the standard bearer here, but I was able to Bane chant here. So we'll be right back. Oh, and the stampede over here just did a slight pivot. We'll be right back after the combat phase. Okay, here we are at the end of the herd's turn 3 combat. Mr. Brutox only did 3 wounds and was unable to break the horde of werewolves there. Here, Regiment Mesa Crushing, they did 7 wounds, were unable to break the horde there. This regiment, Blade of Slashing, did buku wounds onto the troops' flank, broke them, turned to face this way. The horde of Guardian Brutes here did buku wounds to them, broke them, turned to face to keep all 3 of these units in the front. We'll be right back after the Undead's turn 3. Okay, here we are at the end of the movement shooting phase for the Undead. Horde of werewolves did a counter charge. Those mummies right there just turned to face. Standard bearer came in there. We did a counter charge here with the horde. This mummy regiment did a pivot because he was forgot to drop his token, so he couldn't surge. Right. He was able to heal 2 wounds off of the horde, so they're at a 15. The regiment of werewolves here charged into these injured spirit walkers there, and the guardian brute horde took a combo charge right there. Both of those units are hindered. So we'll be right back after the combat, let you know what happened. Here we are, end of combat for turn 3 of the Undead. The horde of werewolves made short work of the Brutox. Funny, the horde charged in. They did 11 wounds but rolled low, didn't break them. Here also rolled in, did wounds, didn't break them. Combined charge here took out the horde of Guardian Brutes, and these guys came forward an inch. We'll be right back after turn 4 for the herd. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 4, move and shoot for the herd. Basically, the beast packs just moved all the way over, did a pivot around the face. Over here, the horde did a pivot to get ready for the werewolf horde there. Mr. Shaman just moved into position to do some blocking and tried to Bane chant here. They did a counter charge. He tried to Bane chant there, but of course he failed. These guys did a counter charge there and were Bane chanted. The stampede that was up on the hill here charged the regiment of vampires. Mr. Standard Bearer moved into position to block the flank from the troop. So we'll be right back after combat. Alright, here we are, the end of the herd's turn 4. Well, the non-Bane Chanted did 5 wounds, but was unable to break with Snake Eyes there. Sucks. Here we charged in, we did 1 wound, put him at a 6, of course didn't break him. Here, the Stampede did a lot of wounds and broke him and turned to face like that. So we'll be right back after turn 4 for the Undead. Alright, here we are, the end of the movement shooting phase of turn 4 for the Undead. This werewolf horde here just positioned themselves so that they could charge and couldn't be charged here. The regiment of mummies charged the shaman. We did a combo charge there on that regiment. We did a counter charge here, and we did a charge here. We'll be right back after combat phase. Okay, into turn 4, combat for the Undead. Charge hindered, didn't do anything. Of course, took out the standard bearer. Combined charge there, took out the regiment, and that charge took out the shaman. We'll be right back after turn 5 for the herd. Here we are, the end turn 5 for the herd. Well, the horde basically pivoted and moved up so that the blocking terrain protects them, because the horde of werewolves there can't see them now, and everybody there is in the front. Stampede did a counter charge on Mr. Standard Bearer. We'll be right back after. Okay, and a turn 5 for the herd. The Stampede slaughtered the Standard Bearer and then slaughtered the troop of vampires and ended up with that positioning. We'll be right back after turn 5 for the Undead. Okay, this was kind of unexpected. There is no combat for the Undead this turn. Everybody kind of pivoted and shifted back to maneuver for next turn. He was able to heal 1 wound on that horde, so we'll be right back after turn 6 for the herd. Into turn 6 for the herd. Beast Pack stays safe way over there. Horde here charges horde there. Stampede charges the werewolves, injured werewolves. We'll be right back after combat. Okay, here we are, the end of turn 5 for the herd. Combat. Well, what do? They obliterated the horde and just did a pivot. Now we're playing by the rules that we saw in Adepticon, because we don't know if this is going to be how everybody else is going to do it. But the way they did it at Adepticon, you could only hold, one unit can only hold 1 token. So I just pivoted on top of that other token. And the Stampede obliterated the regiment of werewolves. We'll be right back after turn 5 for the Undead. Okay, here we are, the end of the Undead's turn 5. Basically, this regiment just pivoted around to face, and he was surged into the rear there, hindered charge into the rear there. These guys charged the front. This horde of werewolves, which was over here, charged the front here. Before he moved, he dropped the token. They picked it up when they came in for their charge. So we'll be right back after this combat. All right, here we are, the end of the Undead's turn 5 combat. 4 wounds were done here. I lost my Thunders. They backed, but that's it. He did 15 wounds here and was unable to break me. So we'll be right back after my turn, turn 6 for the herd. Here we are into turn 6 for the herd. Well, the horde here dropped their token and then countercharged the mummies in the front. Here, we did a countercharge here. We'll be right back after combat. All right, here we are into turn 6. Well, the Stampede countercharge, they broke the werewolves here. The Brew of Strength horde countercharged into the regiment of mummies here, broke them, and then turned to face. I did not pick up the tokens. I'm just sitting on them, so we'll be right back after turn 6 for the Undead. All right, here we are, the end of turn 6 for the Undead. He charges into 7 wounds, Snake Eyes. Don't you just hate that? Let's roll, see if we go to turn 7. D6 it? We do. We'll be right back after turn 7. Okay, into turn 7. I did a combo charge here, broke the mummies. The horde picked up the token. So he did a combo charge between the 2 characters because I'm at like a 22. He only needed to do 1 wound to me. He was unable to hit me at all, so it didn't matter. End of the game, I'm at 2, 4, 6, 8 to 0. We'll be right back with the end game. Okay, here we are, the end of that battle.
It was looking so good for a while.
I said it, I think, last report. Bill always plays kill. No matter what the scenario is, he plays kill. And in this scenario, it basically was about tokens.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, so I sacrificed some units because it's like, okay, so if we're doing by the attrition stuff, yeah, I lost a lot, but he lost everything except 2 characters. So in the end,
yeah,
I'm ahead on attrition too. So yeah, when you're playing the game, it's just look at the objective, play for the objective. Don't play kill. Kill's not even a scenario anymore. The extra attrition point helps, but the win is what you're usually going for, or or to fight for a draw. So any words of wisdom you want to give?
Well, he pointed out something that was a really good point that I didn't even think about, because again, I'm worried about kill. I had a full werewolf unit over there that could have eaten up those 2 chaff units.
Yes, he could have went and chased after my little beast packs that just sat there across the table.
Yeah, that would have, and if I could have just kept people out of that and held 1,
yep,
that's a huge point dispersion right there. But I play kill, and that's why I lose.
Yeah, well, so I think we're 2-2 as of the last few games.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll be doing another sometime. Thanks for watching. Love to hear any questions or comments on the game. Till next time, see ya.
Take care, guys.